familiar with all the people for the last 2 months.
Something that we're familiar with, something that we use. And actually when it got announced to us that Mr. DIY wanted to be to award us, being the brand ambassadors for the company, we got surprised because during the pandemic, we were a family like everyone who was struggling to think of what to do at home. And during the lockdown, di ba, Han, we had to do a lot of things to entertain ourselves, like cooking.
So we were able to discover other talents that we actually had during the pandemic, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. All of a sudden, we're all cooks, we're all bakers, and then suddenly we are plantitas and plantitos. So these are the things that we were able to discover and do. So with Mr. DIY, we were able to find everything that we needed in the Mr. DIY. So it became very convenient for us.
Yeah, so when we discovered all of these things, we were all domesticated during the lockdown. There's actually a Mr. DIY branch very nearby our house.
What branch is that?
It's at Kramer,
Okay.
Ortigas Extension, yes. And we live close by there now that you asked. Yes, and we were very happy to know that they had such a wide variety to cater to all of our hobbies as a family. And imagine a one-stop shop for every family, and that's why we were very proud, to receive the news that we were the newest brand ambassadors and the first at
The
that.
first in the Philippines.
Yes.
Congratulations. And
Thank you.
having said that, what are your most favorite products that you've seen in Mr. DIY? I know that you've been to one of the stores of Mr. DIY yesterday.
So we had so much fun yesterday, Sunday, because we had our family day at Mr. DIY, and the kids went crazy. So for me personally, I really enjoyed going through the gardening area. So I was able to get my seeds because I actually have a vegetable garden at home. So I plant regularly and have my people to help me also plant. So I was able to get seeds, I was able to replenish some of my tools, so which is really good. And then my children and I, we love to craft. So we do a lot of journaling and crafting. So I was able to get stationeries, Post-its, and then at the same time we were able to get stickers. So it was so nice. It is my little heaven on earth.
We had such a great time yesterday. As a family, it's truly a family store. When we entered, and you guys can ask the kids also, parang pagdating namin sa loob, usually when we go shopping, we go as one family to one area, and then we go to different aisles. But when you go to Mr. DIY, their variety is so big, it's so extensive. And if I'm not mistaken, if you go to any of their stores, over 18,000 items,
Exactly.
regardless of the size of the store. And to think they're growing, 370
Stores.
branches,
Yes.
and
And
growing.
counting.
Yes, it's amazing. So, when we went there as a family, we just said, Han, let's go our own way, and then Kendra, Scarlett, and Gavin can go another way with our assistant, and we can all do our shopping. And they really cater to every single one of your family. Me, my favorite, if you were to ask me, I'm an electrical guy. I'm a guy who's very hands-on with the family, so I like to check out the tools and stuff. Yes, I like to check out their cables because I'm a guy. When we travel,
Mr. DIYer.
yes, I am. And you know what? When we travel, we have all of these organizers, the wires, and all of that, the cables. You can find everything there. And how about the kids? Let's ask them. What was your personal favorites when you went shopping yesterday?
Yes, Gavin.
It's all over the place. They were all nice because I think a kid or a toddler will all like the toys there.
Oh, yeah, agree. And Scarlett, what do you think are the products that you can recommend to millions of your fans all over the world from Mr. DIY?
Well, my favorite stuff there were the pet stuff. It was really nice, and there's treats, there's shampoo, there's
Yeah.
things for that. And I also like the notebooks and pens. There they have nice highlighters, and their notebooks they have different kind of types. They have sketching books. They have normal notebooks.
A lot of stuff, actually.
Yeah.
What about you, Kendra?
the stuffed toys in Mr. DIY. I went so crazy over it. And I also really like the school supplies since I've been going to regular school lately. So I got notebooks and highlighters, and I also really like the pet stuff because I have a cat, and so I let her play with the cat toy at home, and she really liked it.
Awesome. You know, Doug, I know that you have millions of followers all over the world. You know, why would you recommend Mr. DIY to your followers all over the world?
I mean, okay, so every home is completed by the small things. And you know, I love that every Mr. DIY, you can find it almost anywhere because of the amount of branches that they have. And you know, when you have a house, a home, you want to complete it with the small things, the organizers, the wires, the cooking pans, your kitchen stuff, diba? And you know, if you go there, mapapabudol ka talaga because they have so much variety. It's so extensive that even if you have a plan of just buying a few things, you will end up staying there for several hours. You guys will get lost in all the aisles. Ganon kadami. And I'm about to release a video where I just had to take, we went to the Ayala Feliz branch. And you know, I just had to take a video of the part na ang lalim ng aisles. And you could just see, wow, parang, it's impossible to stay there for 1 hour. And you'll enjoy because it's always low prices pa. And we were thinking, Han, what do you think is your favorite here? Parang, everything is so lit.
Yeah,
diba?
it's packed with everything you need. And it's really a family store. I think that's the great thing about it. It's a one-stop shop for mom, for dad, for the kids.
Exactly.
Everything's there already. So that's why I would recommend it because it's so convenient. You don't have to go from store to store just to buy things. Everything is there. Again, I'll reiterate what Doug said. Always low prices.
Yeah.
I think that's what everybody likes.
Magugulat talaga kayo with
Always
prices.
low prices. So
Everybody loves that.
everybody likes that. Everybody loves that, especially at this time where everything's going, high. Here at Mr. DIY, everything at low prices. And meron dyan lagi.
Yes.
Meron dyan.
Meron dyan lagi.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, while I can
Live there, ha?
It's just a project first. Yes, and you know, we're definitely very hands-on. During the first phase of construction, obviously I'm working with architects and engineers, and my role there is just to make sure that everything is properly in place. During the finishing stage is actually where Chex and I do a lot of collaboration as a family. And you know, when we were watching, when we were reading the comments of our house tour, they loved how everything just came together with the finishes, with the accessories, and how just everything came together, di ba, honey?
Yeah. And then, with that said, Mr. DIY comes very handy because we all know that, di ba, when we move houses, we need hangers. All of a sudden, parang wala nang hangers. And then you're so inspired, to have nice hangers. So Mr. DIY has those nice hangers, those nice wooden hangers at very low prices. So that's what I like. And of course, you also need those plastic containers to organize your Christmas stuff, to label them and everything. So it's so convenient to be able to find everything in Mr. DIY. And it makes organizing and making your storage room really nice.
Yeah, so it's one thing to, when you want to move into your house, you get your beds, you get your sofas, you get the big things, right? But what Mr. DIY, it completes every Filipino home with the variety that they have. Diba? You have your organizers, you have, as simple as even, your trash bins where we had to source out all of these from different places. But because of Mr. DIY, whatever you need for your home, they truly address that problem. And you just have to find your nearest store and you will get everything that you want there.
My question po is for the CEO or kay Sir po kasi naman po.
As you mentioned, this is the perfect time for us, number one, to get an ambassador, a new face for Mr. DIY. Simply because, number one, we have more than 370 stores nationwide. and we want really to make sure that before we launch this big campaign with the Team Kramer, is that all the Filipino families, that is our target market, would really feel that Mr. DIY is close to their heart already. So we don't want naman to have a face or a brand ambassador wherein we cannot physically reach our customers. And with the Team Kramer having millions of followers on social media, on YouTube, and to tell you, no, I have this personal experience with them during the photo shoot and during our store visit yesterday. It was so fun going with them. And mind you, they are not just celebrities on cam, but they are real people off cam. Just like Mr. DIY, there's no pretending na we are a unique or we are a concept store, but we are an everyday store na everything that the whole family can find or needs and wants, ma-offer ni Mr. DIY.
Yeah, so to add on this, it's really a strategic decision because we really want to make sure that our target market as well as our existing consumers are always satisfied. So before, of course, like new brands, they would always try to get an endorser immediately. But for us, we really needed to be established first in the right locations, targeting the right consumers before we really engaged with a brand ambassador that has a lot of a million fans, right? Because if we didn't have these physical stores there, they just get disappointed. So it's really a strategic decision also.
Very pinay po kasi talaga yung store at the same time kahit yung
Taking the time to be with us. I know how busy your schedule is, especially pag Monday, but you still take the time to be with us. So palakpakan niyo ang inyong mga sarili. Maraming salamat for being with us this afternoon. And truly, we are humbled by your never-ending support to Mr. DIY Philippines. Today, Mr. DIY is embarking on a new milestone. But more than the introduction of a new campaign and our first ever brand ambassadors, whom you will be meeting shortly, this event is a culmination of everyone's hard work and collaboration to push Mr. DIY ever onwards to become the country's favorite and one of the largest, or even I would say largest in terms of the numbers of stores in the Philippines. Okay? And we want to be the largest family store for everyday needs. We always put families at the core of our services. That's why the products that you're seeing at the back are all for the families. And we strive to grow closer to more families by opening more stores to make them feel that there's always a Mr. DIY store near them, ready to meet their everyday needs with quality products at always low prices that every family member can enjoy. That's why our tagline for our campaign is Meron Dyan. Okay? Because everything that you need for our everyday products, for Mr. DIY, Meron Dyan. So I'd like to join everyone to view the screen as we show.
I'd like to thank the team for making this possible. Thank you, Charles, and the PenSirQ team. And thank you to our friends in the media. I think I see a lot of familiar faces as well as new faces. Thank you for always being here and for your continued support. Today, we celebrate Mr. DIY's message. Mr. DIY, the family store for everyday needs. Meron Dyan. These words hold profound meaning for us. Mr. DIY is not just a store. It is an embodiment of values and aspirations. When we say Mr. DIY, we talk about improving life by enhancing homes, about nurturing our familial bonds and fostering a loving environment within our households. We believe that affordability and quality are not opposites. We should expect to get value for our money without compromising on the products that will become part of our home. Mr. DIY is more than a store. It is about creating nurturing spaces for families. And now, we are fortunate and excited to welcome a family that embodies what Mr. DIY stands for. Positivity, shared experiences, growth, hard work, respect, and love. These are values we share with the family we are meeting today. And without further ado, I am delighted to welcome here as Mr. DIY's brand ambassadors, Team Kramer, Doug, Cheska, Kendra, Scarlett, and Gavin.